The story begins with a shy girl named Melissa, who lives with her mother Daria and her grandmother Elvira. Elvira's health is very poor, partly because she smokes too much and is always exhausted. Melissa does not have a good relationship with her mother, but she is deeply attached to her grandmother, whom she considers the closest person in her life. One day, Melissa is overjoyed because Daniel, the most popular and richest boy in school, invites her to a party at his house. It becomes clear that she has been in love with him for a long time. Melissa goes to the party with her friend Manuela, but because of her shyness, she cannot bring herself to speak to Daniel. During the party, a boy playfully pushes her into the pool, but Melissa cannot swim and nearly drowns. Daniel immediately jumps in and saves her. Later, he takes her to the garden and asks about her family. Melissa tells him she lives with her mother and grandmother, while her father works abroad as an engineer. During their conversation, Daniel realizes Melissa is in love with him and takes the opportunity to kiss her. After Daniel leaves her alone, Melissa feels deeply hurt, as if she has lost her dignity. As time passes, Daniel completely forgets about her and never contacts her again, but Melissa remains hopelessly in love with him. When school starts again after the holidays, she tries to get his attention but fails. One evening, she goes to a bar with Manuela and unexpectedly sees Daniel there. He approaches her, introduces her to his friends, and makes her feel special. Later, he takes her home and seduces her. Melissa confesses her love to him, but he hurts her once again by mocking her and leaving her behind. After this humiliation, Melissa decides to change completely. She wants to lose her innocence and become as self-centered as Daniel, believing that this is the only way she can be happy. Around the same time, her family decides to place her seriously ill grandmother in a nursing home, which makes Melissa heartbroken. Back at home, Daria tries to talk to her, but Melissa remains angry and silent. The next day, she becomes determined to transform herself. She and Manuela go to a cafe, where Melissa deliberately flirts with a stranger just to prove that she is no longer the same timid girl. A few days later, Elvira returns home for Christmas. As soon as she sees Melissa, she realizes something is wrong and shares her worries with Daria, but Daria insists everything is fine. Soon after, Melissa receives a call from Daniel, who invites her over under the pretense of having a surprise for her. Despite everything he has done, she goes. Daniel begins seducing her again and asks her to close her eyes, but suddenly it is his friend who kisses her. Melissa realizes the two boys want to involve her in a shared relationship. At first, she wants to leave, but then she stays, wanting to prove to Daniel that he no longer has power over her. Later, Melissa begins writing everything that happens to her in her diary. Over time, Manuela discovers Melissa's secret and tries to bring her back to her senses, but Melissa ignores her. One day, a classmate grabs Melissa's diary and reads it aloud in front of the whole class. Everyone learns her secrets, including her relationships with boys. Furious and humiliated, Melissa snatches the diary back and blames Manuela for the public embarrassment. She ends their friendship. The next day, Melissa tries to show everyone that nothing can shake her, and she begins dressing more provocatively than before. At this point, a boy named Marco appears. He has long been in love with Melissa, but never had the courage to tell her. On this day, he finally approaches her, but Daniel calls, and Melissa immediately loses focus, leaving Marco behind. Soon afterward, another boy connected to Daniel tells Melissa that he wants her. She goes with him, and he blindfolds her, pretending to have a surprise. When her eyes are covered, she realizes he has brought several friends with him as well. The next day, the news spreads through the school, and everyone learns the truth about Melissa. Driven further into despair, she creates a profile on a dating site to meet even more boys. Meanwhile, Daria receives a call from the nursing home, telling her that Elvira's condition has worsened and that she should come immediately. Daria looks for Melissa, but cannot find her. Eventually, she discovers Melissa's diary and takes it with her. At the nursing home, she reads Melissa's entries and is shocked by what she learns. At that very moment, she is told that her mother has died. Completely devastated, Daria breaks down in tears. Soon after, Melissa returns home and finds her mother in the room. Daria tells her that Elvira has died, and Melissa also collapses in grief. Seeing the way Melissa is dressed, Daria instantly understands where she has been. She shows Melissa the diary and asks if everything in it is true. Melissa admits everything, and both mother and daughter cry together. Daria apologizes to her daughter for failing to care for her properly and promises to do better from that point on. With time, Melissa slowly begins to recover and return to her old self. And she eventually reconciles with Manuela. On the day report cards are handed out, a fight breaks out at school between Arnaldo and Daniel, after Arnaldo discovers Daniel has been involved with his girlfriend. As Melissa and Manuela walk past them, Daniel tries to stop Melissa, but this time she completely ignores him and keeps walking. Later, Melissa meets Marco, who tells her he has failed his exams and is leaving school to attend art school. He confesses his love and shows her a sketchbook filled with drawings of her. Melissa is touched and asks Marco to draw her one more time. After he finishes her portrait, she hugs him warmly in gratitude. After Marco leaves, Daniel approaches Melissa again and invites her to another party at his house. At first she refuses, but in the end she agrees to go. During the party, Melissa sees Daniel and his friends drunk in the living room, so she walks out into the garden and jumps into the pool. The people around her panic and warn her that she cannot swim, but Melissa ignores them. After a moment, her joy becomes clear. She has finally learned how to swim. Sometime later, Melissa and her mother visit Elvira's grave and place flowers there. Daria embraces her daughter, showing that their relationship has finally become stronger and closer than ever before.